For some, coming up with the best strategies to survive the zombie apocalypse is not a top priority. Let's face it, the likelihood of it happening is next to none. Still, that didn't stop FEMA from writing their own article about a zombie apocalypse, now did it? Being prepared is always a smart thing to do, no matter the situation. Since zombies in pop culture have blown up with the show The Walking Dead, it's easy to think about what you might do in that situation and make your own zombie plan. Well, lucky for you, I'm here to help you out and get you ready for the flesh-eating undead. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 best strategies to survive the zombie apocalypse. #25. Flee the city strategy. If you live in the city or some other heavily populated area, your chance of survival during a zombie apocalypse greatly decreases every second you don't get out of Dodge. But before you try to head out to the wilderness and rough it on your own, you might want to head over to the nearest gun store and eventually raid other empty convenience stores further out into the rural parts of the world. Getting as far away from civilization will help you avoid all zombies. However, once you're out in the wild, you might face other terrifying obstacles like wolves, moose, or maybe even zombie bears. #24. Hiding in plain sight strategy. Fleeing the city and staying far away from a large population might not be an option for some. Instead, you'll have to become crafty and hide in plain sight. How do you do that? Let's assume you're in a city with a lot of zombies. You could try a tactic from The Walking Dead and cover yourself in entrails and blood to sneak around the zombies. This assumes the zombies are too stupid to differentiate between humans and zombies. Hey, it's worth a shot. #23. The Hunker Down Strategy. Sometimes being on the move only throws you into more turmoil and danger. Not to mention, if you have other loved ones scattered about, they might come back to look for you at home. So, if you decide to take the Hunker Down strategy and rough it out at home, preparedness is the key. Believe it or not, FEMA has a great guide on how to prepare for a calamity. You'll want to create a survival kit of water, rations, first aid, a radio, and other equipment. But FEMA only takes you so far. In the event of a zombie apocalypse, you'll need several weapons on hand and ways to fortify your house from intruders, like lots of wood to cover the windows and doors. Find books and games to stay quiet and sane while you wait for weeks for others to come and potentially save you. If no one comes, the hunker down strategy will fail unless your rations are massive. #22. The wall strategy. Popularized on the hit television show The Walking Dead, the wall strategy is pretty straightforward. You either fortify the walls you already have, you build a wall, or you find a wall. Maybe that means you go to the nearest gated community, prison, or military base. The principle remains the same. Walls keep zombies out. At least, they keep them out for a while. But we all know in big numbers, those zombies just keep coming and put more pressure on your walls. If anything, those walls will buy you some time to make your next plan. #21. The numbers strategy. Being a Lone Ranger might sound cool, but in real life, it's unrealistic. No man is an island. Even if you have Navy SEAL level training, you're not gonna last long on your own. With that in mind, it's best to find a group or start building a group quickly to ward off both zombies and marauders. Strength in numbers isn't just a cliche. It's a valuable truth you'll want to keep in mind. #20. The leech strategy. If you're not a type A personality that meticulously plots out every detail of your survival plan, then you might want to go with the leech strategy. Essentially, you act weak and helpless and cling to the strongest branch for survival. Once you've found a person or group, you'll want to act like you're contributing without really contributing and become really good friends with as many people in the group as possible. In this situation, your greatest threat is being found out that you're dead weight. #19. The mountain strategy. Depending on the speed, agility, and acrobatics of the zombies in question, finding the nearest mountain and living there might be the best option. If you're dealing with dumb and slow zombies, mountains are an even better bet. Few will be able to climb them, and even if they do try, it'll take them a long time, and you'll be able to pick them off with a rifle pretty quickly. Find a small, quiet town up in the mountains that has plenty of leftover supplies, and you'll be good to go for quite a while.
18.
The grocery store strategy. Let's face it, other than brain-devouring zombies chomping at your precious skull, your greatest threat is dying of thirst and hunger. So, a grocery store strategy makes sense. Of course, many others will have the same strategy. Fighting off hordes of rabid people that would make Black Friday look like a preschool event might be too risky. Plus, clearing out abandoned grocery stores of zombies also poses many risks. However, the reward may be worth it if you're starving or dying of thirst. And if you have a group of people and are lucky, it might be a great spot to fortify and call home for a while.
17.
The Ruthless Strategy. Staving off zombies usually means getting your hands dirty. But for some, the apocalypse means the law and the rules of civilization don't apply. The Ruthless Strategy is for someone ready to do whatever it takes, whether it's killing, lying, cheating, stealing, or any other dark behavior to serve the end goal: survive. While this might keep you alive, eventually your humanity will be so far gone, you'll question why you want to survive in the first place.
16.
The no gun strategy. When the zombie apocalypse hits, not having guns might sound like the deranged idea of a crazy person, but you'll want to hear this out. Guns make a lot of noise, which will only attract more zombies and more unwanted attention. While it's more up close and personal, using a knife, sword, baseball bat, or staff will be quieter. Granted, if you aren't trained in hand-to-hand combat, you'll want to start practicing in all of your spare time.
15.
The fallout shelter strategy. The United States has tons of nuclear and natural disaster fallout shelters all over the countryside. Conventional wisdom would tell you to head to one of these immediately in the case of a zombie apocalypse. The key thing is to research, locate them on a map, and find your fastest route to one. Rarely are these publicly known or advertised. Once you're there, hopefully there'll already be others with rations and equipment to keep you safe for a while.
14.
The military strategy. When the zombie apocalypse breaks, civilization will still be intact, though it'll be a chaotic period of time. The military will play a vital role in keeping order and maintaining the government. The Pentagon has even made its own plans for a zombie apocalypse. With that in mind, finding the nearest military battalion and sticking to them like glue might be the smartest option. You'll be well protected and will likely get provisions and care. On the flip side, the military could eventually become power hungry and be more dangerous than the zombies.
13.
The Nocturnal Strategy. Stay inside during the day and only go out at night might be your strategy of choice, depending on your situation. This can be a particularly effective strategy if done correctly and with the right equipment. With a nice pair of night vision goggles and tactical gear, you could potentially sneak out at night to go raid abandoned houses or stores for resources. Zombies and other enemies will likely not know what hit them if you have a silencer or a crossbow.
12.
The Hoarder Strategy. Hoarders are generally looked down upon in modern society. However, when the zombies come, they could have the last laugh. When the dust settles and the zombies roam the earth, resources will be scarce, and those who have all the goods will be in a very good position. Money won't mean anything anymore, only goods. And if you plan and prepare to hoard a large number of food and resources, you can live off it and also trade and barter for better stuff down the road. Just make sure you hide the more valuable items so bandits will keep you around a little longer.
11.
The boat strategy. Let's assume you're near a large body of water, like the Mississippi River, and you have a decent-sized boat handy. Your best option is to pack lightly and hop on that boat for as long as you possibly can. You'll be in constant motion, will be able to dock at various points along the way, and the best part of all, zombies can't swim. Or at least I hope not.
10.
The elevation strategy. This one is fairly straightforward. If you're in a city or on a farm, your best chance of survival is camping out in an elevated area, like the top of a skyscraper, building, water tower, watchtower, or silo. Of course, you'll want to be well provisioned and create a couple of escape options on the off chance a large swath of zombies surround your structure.
9.
The library strategy. Think about it. During the zombie apocalypse, the last place people are going to flock to is the library. Yet, not only will libraries carry plenty of books to help inform and entertain you, some have bunkers and shelters to protect from cataclysmic events. Grab some books on survival, hunker down in a safe environment, and plan your next move.
8.
The hardware store strategy. Whether you've got a nearby Home Depot, Lowe's, or mom and pop shop down the road, heading to your nearest hardware and home improvement store might be the first best option for survival. Most of these places will have plenty of equipment to stock up on, generators to use for power, and a gardening center for growing your own food. Still, like a grocery store, you won't be alone if you go there, and likely will face heated opposition over that chainsaw or potted plant.
7.
The North Strategy. Depending on your location, this could be more difficult for some than others. Finding a compass and a map and heading north might be a great strategy, though, if you're in the United States and want to escape the zombie hordes. The conventional wisdom about this goes as follows. The further north you go, the fewer people there are to become zombies and kill you. It also gets colder up north, so in the winters, the zombies will be frozen or, at the very least, slowed down.
6.
The farm strategy. Those of you who live on a farm will likely be the lucky ones in the immediate fallout of the zombie apocalypse. You're likely in a rural area with plenty of land, allowing you time to pick off zombies before they reach your house. You can also live a simple life off the land and easily fortify your domain. If you aren't on a farm, you may want to find one as soon as possible.
5.
The Commando Strategy. If you're the type where running and hiding isn't ever an option, then you might want to try the Commando Strategy. This boils down to loading up on as much military equipment, weapons, and ammo as possible without becoming over-encumbered. You'll likely want to pick up a Hummer and go zombie hunting, killing as many zombies as you possibly can. If you go down in a blaze of glory, that's likely better for you than with your tail between your legs as you run away.
4.
The Armored Bus Strategy. Armored buses are a classic part of zombie movies. The idea is simple. Find a school bus and reinforce it with metal scraps, spikes, and materials that'll keep it strong for a long time. Unbolt the seats and throw those out so you have a good living space inside. For even better protection, drive to the top of a parking garage and build a garden on the roof for food.
3.
The Mall Strategy. First presented in the zombie classic Dawn of the Dead, the mall strategy is very similar to the grocery store strategy. Malls are not only massive structures, but they tend to have plenty of supplies, equipment, and clothes to last you a while. However, they could be tricky to clear out. The last thing you want is to be attacked by a zombie hiding in the luggage aisle. But if you have a solid group and find a way to lock and secure the doors, you might be able to call your local mall home.
2.
The Yacht Strategy. Also similar to the boat strategy, the Yacht Strategy takes it a step further. If you either own or can get access to a yacht, a large lake or ocean could be the safest place on Earth. As long as you bring plenty of food, water, and other supplies to last, then you can sit back and relax on the deck. Go fishing, read some books, take it easy. All you have to do is stay out of the water long enough to ride out the storm.
1.
The Small Island Strategy. In conjunction with the Yacht Strategy, the Small Island Strategy essentially takes it a step further. Maybe you can't stay on your yacht for too long, or you have too many people in your group to sufficiently sustain life on a yacht. At that point, finding a small, secluded island would be your next best bet. If it has fresh water and food, even better. So, what do you do during a zombie apocalypse? How long do you think you'd survive? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your answer to us at List25.
Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button on the bottom right and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.